Discover the latest updates in the realms of cryptocurrency, politics, technology, and beyond. Stay informed with NewsSource Scrawlers edition from April 28, 2025, which provides a comprehensive daily news digest.
The FBI has apprehended a Wisconsin judge for obstructing ICE agents, with Kash Patel and Trump's Attorney General indicating that this arrest is merely the start. The Trump Department of Justice has instructed ICE to enter homes without obtaining search warrants. Furthermore, Venezuelans facing removal under wartime regulations have a 12-hour window to challenge their situation. In another development, a judge in New Mexico and his wife have been arrested for allegedly concealing a Venezuelan gang member in their residence. North Korean cyber operatives established fake U.S. companies to deceive cryptocurrency developers. A suspect linked to the Scattered Spider hacking group has been extradited from Spain to the United States. Iran claims it successfully repelled a significant cyber attack targeting the nation.
The Trump administration has initiated an investigation into UC Berkeley regarding foreign funding. The Wall Street Journal reports that a group of elite universities has formed a private collective to oppose the Trump administration's actions. The U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia has accused Wikipedia of spreading propaganda and has issued a threat to the nonprofit organization's status. In another development, a federal prosecutor in the United States is questioning medical journals about potential bias. Goldman Sachs warns that U.S. tariffs might put 16 million export jobs in China at risk. According to Reuters, a report indicates that imposing tariffs on U.S. pharmaceuticals could lead to an annual increase of $51 billion in drug costs for Americans. Trump asserts that he is in trade negotiations with China, a claim that China disputes. Google's AI overviews have expanded their reach to over 1.5 billion individuals each month. Google has introduced a new AI model designed to interpret dolphin language. Baidu's founder has noted a decrease in the demand for DeepSeek's text-based AI solutions. California is considering permitting the testing of autonomous heavy-duty trucks. Chinese media criticizes Trump for making untrue claims about ocean pollution. A U.S. agency has relaxed certain safety regulations for self-driving vehicles, causing Tesla's stock to rise significantly. The World Liberty, supported by Trump, and the Pakistan Crypto Council have joined forces to enhance blockchain and decentralized finance. A letter penned by a Titanic survivor while on the ship has been sold for almost $400,000. Steven Spielberg, Robert De Niro, and Morgan Freeman have expressed their admiration for Francis Ford Coppola as he receives the AFI Life Achievement Award.
Hong Kong law enforcement has detained 10 individuals in connection with illegal sex selection and surrogacy services. In a related development, it has been reported that young people in China are increasingly opting for friendship marriages with their closest friends as a means to relieve the pressure from their families. China has broadened its anti-corruption regulations to include village chiefs and other officials at the grassroots level.
A recent report indicates that military spending in East Asia has experienced its largest increase in the past 15 years. A government report has disclosed that the United States nuclear arsenal is projected to cost $946 billion over the next decade. Furthermore, U.S. analysts have expressed concerns that a Russian satellite associated with a nuclear weapon program seems to be out of control.
Trump asserts that American vessels should be permitted to navigate the Panama and Suez Canals without incurring any fees. China has issued a warning to the United States, claiming that its deep-sea mining initiative contravenes international legal standards. Japan has initiated discussions with the United States regarding a one-theater strategy for the Indo-Pacific region, suggesting a unified approach to addressing security concerns in the Korean Peninsula, as well as the East and South China Seas.
Zimbabwe aims to achieve electrification for 3.1 million households and provide access to clean cooking for 70% of its population by the year 2030. In the Philippines, the Bulusan volcano has erupted, sending ash into the sky at a height of 4.5 kilometers. A flood has occurred in the river Jhelum following an unexpected release of water by India, which has led to panic in the region of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir.
A significant explosion at an Iranian port, associated with a missile fuel delivery, resulted in the deaths of 14 individuals and left 750 people injured. In a separate development, the United States reported hitting 800 targets belonging to the Houthi group following several weeks of military actions. The Houthi rebels claimed that a purported U.S. airstrike targeted a prison in Yemen, where African migrants were held, resulting in the deaths of 68 people. Volunteer organizations reported that 31 civilians were killed by paramilitary forces in Omdurman, Sudan.
The U.S. Treasury has achieved a record collection of $15 billion in customs and excise taxes, influenced by Trump's trade policies. China has reduced the minimum threshold for tax refunds for tourists to encourage increased spending. Trump has suggested significant federal tax cuts, asserting that tariffs will eventually replace income taxes. He also mentioned that the U.S. is in discussions with China regarding trade.
Research indicates that men tend to be more easily distracted by sexual imagery compared to women. A study has discovered that the use of psychedelics is associated with changes in sexuality, gender expression, and relationship dynamics. A weight loss study has shown that intermittent fasting with a 4:3 ratio is more effective than daily calorie restriction.
A health advisor from the White House has expressed concerns that weight loss medications are being aggressively marketed to children in the United States. In the realm of entertainment, appraisals suggest that populist leaders are gaining support. Neuroscientists have discovered that children's brains operate in distinct ways when they are reading books compared to engaging with screens.
A Russian military helicopter reportedly entered Polish airspace to test air defenses, according to Poland. The CIA has announced that the son of one of its officials was killed while engaged in combat in Ukraine. The Institute for the Study of War, ISW, reports that Russia is planning to use motorbikes in its summer offensive to counter drone threats.
A recent report indicates that approximately half of the American population continues to reside in areas with elevated levels of air pollution, which presents significant health dangers. A study has revealed that the consumption of ultra-processed foods in the United States is linked to 124,000 premature deaths over a 2-year period. Furthermore, the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, in the U.S. is on the verge of revoking grants that were intended to safeguard children from exposure to toxic chemicals.
Researchers have successfully constructed the first ever black hole bomb in a laboratory setting. Scientists have engineered an artificial leaf capable of utilizing sunlight to generate valuable chemicals. Furthermore, researchers have achieved the milestone of growing teeth in a lab environment.
The United States and China are engaged in discussions regarding the ongoing trade conflict, as confirmed by President Trump following a response from Beijing. According to Besant, while negotiations are taking place, China is calling for a reduction in tensions. Rollins reports that Trump is prepared to provide financial assistance to farmers who are feeling the impact of the trade war. A recent poll indicates that Trump's approval rating for his first 100 days in office is the lowest in 80 years. 2 months prior in the United States, Redfin reported that 14% of pending home sales were being cancelled, marking the highest percentage during this period of the year on record. The head of the Swiss National Bank has dismissed the idea of using Bitcoin as a reserve asset. An official from the International Monetary Fund has stated that Germany's changes in fiscal policy will counteract the negative impact of trade starting in the year 2026. Italy's Mediobanca has initiated a bid valued at €6.3 billion to acquire Banca Generali.
A temple in Malaysia has introduced the country's first AI-powered deity, known as AI Mazu, designed to engage with worshippers and address their inquiries. A report has highlighted concerns about Meta's chatbots, which are voiced by celebrities, potentially engaging in inappropriate conversations with minors. There are reports that an AI-driven social security application in Brazil is incorrectly denying claims.
Netanyahu announced that Israel intercepted Iranian aircraft attempting to reach Syria in the period preceding Assad's downfall. Saudi Arabia and Qatar are set to resolve Syria's $15 million World Bank debt to restore financial backing. According to Al Arabiya sources, Cairo requested a comprehensive report on the hostages from Hamas in early May, and Hamas has expressed willingness to consider a 5-year truce in Gaza along with a one-time release of hostages. Scientists uncover initial proof of bedbugs potentially developing resistance to insecticides through a genetic mutation. A frightening revelation: an underwater volcano is discovered, teeming with thousands of enormous living eggs. For the first time, astronomers observe a star consuming a planet. Nike is facing a lawsuit due to the shutdown of its cryptocurrency business. Stripe is experimenting with a new stablecoin initiative as the cryptocurrency market, valued at $3.7 trillion, continues to grow. In the United States, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is believed to already possess sufficient authority to regulate the cryptocurrency sector, according to Atkins.
In Nigeria, a tribunal has mandated Meta and WhatsApp to pay a fine of $220 million to the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, and an additional $35,000 within 60 days due to discriminatory practices. The head of Google's browser division informed a judge that only Google is authorized to operate Chrome. China is developing a space traffic management system in response to the growing number of commercial satellites.
According to Reuters, TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is considering establishing a data center project in Brazil, as indicated by sources. Tencent Music is reportedly in negotiations to acquire Ximalaya for a sum of $2.4 billion. Furthermore, Elon Musk's company, XAI Holdings, is in talks to secure $20 billion in funding. This comes a month after Musk combined XAI and X to form XAI Holdings.
The New York Post has reported that a masked individual, who is believed to be an undocumented immigrant, has been apprehended for allegedly stealing Kristi Noem's Gucci handbag, which contained $3,000 in cash and her passport, according to sources. ICE, along with Florida law enforcement, conducted a multi-day operation resulting in the arrest of nearly 800 individuals. Furthermore, the DEA announced the arrest of 114 immigrants residing in the U.S. illegally at a nightclub in Colorado.
Elon Musk compares the efforts of Doge to the budget reductions made during the Clinton administration, but Al Gore does not concur with this view. In the United States, a Senate Democrat believes that the Democratic Party must shed its image of being weak and woke. Meanwhile, Donald Trump Jr. has launched an exclusive, private club in Washington, D.C., catering to the wealthiest individuals, with an annual membership fee set at $500,000.
The U.S. Justice Department has decided to allow the seizure of media records in investigations related to leaks. Sources report that Hegseth made a threat to subject top military officials to a polygraph test. Furthermore, the Justice Department in the United States has stopped providing funding for various programs aimed at assisting victims of hate crimes, child abuse, school violence, and other issues.
Trump's associates have responded strongly to Politico's article suggesting that the White House is considering removing sanctions on Russian energy assets, specifically Nord Stream. For days prior, Politico published a report indicating that the White House is in discussions about potentially lifting these sanctions. China and the Philippines are displaying their flags on a contested sandbank in the South China Sea, while Philippine forces have landed on a disputed feature in the area. The Philippines claims that China has not taken control of the contested reef. In another development, Pakistani military forces have killed 54 militants who were trying to enter Pakistan from Afghanistan.
Rubio asserts that the sole resolution to the conflict in Ukraine lies in negotiations where both parties are willing to make concessions. Russia declares the full liberation of Kursk, acknowledges receiving assistance from North Korea, and North Korea verifies sending troops to Russia, praising them as heroes. Trump suggests that Putin might not be interested in peace and could require a different approach to be dealt with. Top songs on YouTube music charts, Global Edition from April 18 to April 24, 2025. 1. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars 2. APT, by Rose and Bruno Mars 3. Paso Bem Solto, Slowed, by ATLXS4. El Mayor de los Ranas by Victor Valverde and Jair Torres.
Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global, spanning from Friday, April 18 to Thursday, April 24, 2025, includes the following tracks. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, Ordinary by Alex Warren, Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish and APT. By Rose and Bruno Mars.
Top-selling digital games on Nintendo US as of April 28, 2025. Minecraft, Little Friends, Dogs and Cats, NBA 2K25, EA Sports FC 25. Discover the most popular games on Steam. This list highlights the top-selling and most played games worldwide. Based on the revenue rankings from the top 100 products, here are the standout titles for the period from Tuesday, April 15, 2025, to Tuesday, April 22, 2025. Counter-Strike 2, RuneScape, Dragon Wilds, Schedule 1, and Last Epoch. DIA 1.6b by Nari Labs. DIA is a text-to-speech model with 1.6 billion parameters, developed by Nari Labs. It was uploaded to the hub using the PyTorch Model Hub Mixin integration. DIA is capable of producing highly realistic dialogue directly from a transcript. Users can influence the output by conditioning it on audio, allowing for control over emotion and tone. The model can generate nonverbal sounds such as laughter, coughing, and throat clearing. To support research advancements, we offer access to pre-trained model checkpoints and inference code. The model's weights are available on Hugging Face. Currently, DIA only supports generating text in English.